It's said that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and they were right. As a holistic veterinarian of nearly 40 years, I have to say I have found that to be true with my patients. To provide preventative care increases their quality of life, increases their longevity, increases your cost, your vet costs, and other costs over time, and increases their health, gives them much better health, less shedding, more energy. Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Silver, a holistic veterinarian of 40 years, the owner of and founder of Well Pet Dispensary, an e-commerce site for supplements, and nurseyourpet.com, my blog site for good information about supplements for your pets. And I want to talk today a little bit about preventative medicine, which I think is really the key to providing your pets with good health, and is probably one of the better things about holistic medicine is it's very preventative in nature. And I've got a 10-point program that I recommend. I've detailed it in Nurse Your Pet under preventative care for pets. I'd like to go over these points with you briefly right now. The most important thing is diet. And with diet, we think so much about what's available in the marketplace, the standard commercial kibble. We think grain-free, not grain-free, but really the processing of kibble creates inflammatory compounds. And although it's easy and convenient for us to feed and just dump that food into their bowl, it isn't really complete and balanced as the pet food manufacturers would like you to think. I promote the use of homemade diets, cooked or raw, well balanced. They need to be designed by someone who is a veterinary nutritionist, or looking at the commercially available cooked foods or commercially available raw diets, dehydrated diets. There's a lot of good choices in the marketplace today if you're not up for having the motivation or time or energy or even the budget to do homemade food. But the best food that you can feed your pet within your own personal constraints is what I recommend. When it comes to the diets, though, you want to look at what is their nutrient profile. This means the ratio of carbohydrates to protein to fats. And we find that diets that are higher in carbohydrates, especially diets that are processed carbohydrates, tend to put weight on and tend to promote inflammation. And inflammation, as you may know, is a big trigger for so many types of diseases. So be careful, take a look at what the nutrient profile is, and be sure you understand how to read a pet food label. Grain-free is not carbohydrate-free. What they do is they substitute the carbohydrates that you might get from grains from potatoes or tapioca or other non-grain sources of carbohydrates. They still are, most kibble is at least 50% carbohydrates, and that's way too much. 20, 15%, maybe 25% at the most carbohydrates is about all we need, and even less if you're dealing with special diets for cancer or epilepsy or things such as that. To your healthy diet, it's important to add healthy oils. These are omega-3s that would come from flaxseed oil, flaxseed meal, hemp seed oil, hemp seed meal, fish oil, algal oil. These are all very rich sources of omega-3s, which are essential for the health of your pet. Also essential for the health of your pet are probiotics. Probiotics are the good bugs, and we're learning so much about how the good bugs that are naturally occurring in our body promote good health. The bad bugs in our body promote bad health, not just GI health, but health in general. So by adding probiotics to the food every day and trying to find probiotics that have multi-strain, high numbers of bacteria that you're inoculating, you can help to promote a healthy microbiome. Additionally, antioxidants, very important to help to protect the body from the ravages of the free radicals, which are these free ions that are created through our metabolism or created through toxins in the environment. Even sunshine and ultraviolet light can create free radicals. Brightly colored fruits and vegetables contain the best antioxidants around. So if you're doing a home prepared meal for your pet, or you want to add some low calorie, low protein vegetables to their diet, which isn't going to upset the balance, their nutritional balance, but is going to add some micronutrients and antioxidants, it's a good idea. And then also these days with the pandemic, we're learning so much about the value of a strong immune system. And adding immune-enhancing agents to your pet's diet can be very good. These would include things like mushrooms, beta-glucan compounds extracted from yeast, or these can also be certain herbs like astragalus and ashwagandha, which also help to promote immune system function. And then we get to the more conventional preventative wisdoms, minimal vaccinations. I think vaccinations serve a time and a place, especially if there's risk of catching a disease, but you need to decide for your pet what is the best based on its sensitivity and what the current risks are in your environment. Is it lepto right now? Is it parvo? What are the risks? Are there risks? Likewise, heartworm disease. I think the preventative is really important if you live in an area where there is heartworm. Here in Colorado, we have very minimal heartworm, and so the need for heartworm year-round is minimal, but the need for heartworm during heartworm season is essential because it's a very nasty disease, sometimes can be fatal, but very difficult to treat. So better to prevent it than to try to treat it. And then we go to the next conventional thing, which is training. You know, if your dog runs out into the street and there's a car coming and you yell, "Hey, Fido, come back," and Fido doesn't come, gets hit by a car, that's terrible. And if you had trained Fido to come to you when you called, you could have avoided something really serious happening, something really expensive too, maybe even terminal to your pet. I hope not. And then the last thing that nobody likes, but is really important to help avoid those expensive dental bills and the risk of anesthesia, is brushing your pet's teeth daily or even weekly. They've got, chicken flavored toothpaste now. They've got different flavors of toothpaste and special toothbrushes for pets. So it doesn't have to be a total chore, but it does take some motivation. So I'm happy to share with you these 10 points. If you want to learn more about them, they're written up in greater depth and detail on my Nurse Your Pet blog under preventative care. And stay tuned for my next instructional video. Take care, be well, be safe.